Hey everyone, welcome to the Ask Bess Show. I'm here every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time on Facebook Live. This is a show where you can ask any question related to business, job, career, network marketing, health, relationships, communication, weight loss, spiritual fulfillment, any of that. So you are welcome to hop on the show here with me and ask a question below, or private message me a question that you'd like me to address or respond to on the show, and I can do that anonymously and leave off your name. So glad that you're here. Welcome everyone. If you're watching the replay, please type in replay because I want to thank you for that, and also love to hear where you're watching from. And right now I'm going to invite some people. Well, first of all, I should let you know who I am, right? I am Bess McCarty. I'm a holistic health practitioner, body-mind therapist. For 30 years, I have helped hundreds and hundreds of people to break through blocks. My background is pretty extensive. I don't think I've ever shared all this before, but I'll go ahead and share. I'm a neuromuscular therapist, I'm a Reiki master, a minister, a mother, an inner child therapist, a speaker for radio and events, a facilitator at events, published author, previous full-time network marketer, trainer for body-mind therapists and holistic health practitioners. I did that for 15 years, trained coaches and therapists. And I'm also called the shrink of MLM. So those are that is a little bit of my background. That means I've lived a long time, right? Long enough to get all that experience and all that. So glad you're here. I love to share with you. I love to help people break through blocks, fears, negative beliefs, and go forward to their dreams, what we're really meant to be. I love to do my own personal growth work, and I love to facilitate it with people as well. So I'm going to go ahead and invite some people on today because I like to share. And better stabilize my phone a little bit here. There we go. So I do have a message for you. My message is, you matter. I hear you. You're not alone. You're bigger than any problem that is before you. Every problem has a solution, and it's always within reach. And you don't have to do it alone. I'll help with my 4-step real conversations process. So that is why I have this show. That is why I coach people and help people. I coach people individually, privately, but also in groups and classes that I lead. Have a school for network marketers and facilitate events. I'm just inviting a few more people here to jump on. And if you know someone who can use personal growth and use the message that I have, especially today's message, which is about experience is your only teacher. Love your teacher. This is a quote by Klemp. I love this, and it helps remind us to see that the experiences that come our way are part of life answering our wishes, our prayers, and to not overlook them or curse them or wish them away because they might be the very thing that we have been asking for. So I'll get into that in just a minute. I want to finish inviting people here. And if you know someone who could enjoy this as well, I'd love if you tag them below, send this to them in a private message, or share this in a Facebook group, perhaps a personal growth group that you know, that you love, who might like to watch this live just exactly as we are doing it, because you can share this in a group. And inviting Jim and Steve and Kindness and Patty Leglighter and Deborah and Thomas and Dawn and Andres and Kara. Inviting a lot of friends because I like to share and think beyond myself. And a lot of times people are very glad you did. So I'll just finish inviting here. And it's now warm and sunny in Kansas. It might get up to 37 degrees today here. What's it like where you are and where are you watching from? I'm curious. We've had a little bit warmer winter this winter, but some freezing, icy rains that coat the streets and become an ice rink out there. Fortunately, because I work for myself, I can just stay in and wait for the sun to melt the ice not have to risk getting out. So every day I'm grateful that I have choices, that I can work for myself. I'm not a network marketer. I'm not in a network marketing company now, but I was full-time for years. Helped me raise my son as a single mom. So I know what it takes. I was one of the top earners that won a trip to the Bahamas. I'll see if I can find that picture for y'all one day. But that is my my network marketing background. And when my company went out of business, I went into personal growth therapy, became a body-mind therapist, and all those things that I mentioned, because that was my calling, is my calling. And so I'm a dedicated generic coach for network marketers right now. And I love helping people, help hundreds and hundreds of network marketers break through fears and negative beliefs to become all that they can be. Sometimes it's a missing, hidden thing that helps. And hey, Shamala, welcome. Shamala's front row again. Yep, front row girl. And Antoinette and Janelle, how are you, girl? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you. She says I look beautiful, and it takes one to know one, for sure. Check out the people who are on here, Antoinette, Shamala, Janelle. Check out their pages. Janelle is a world famous dancer, performer, and incredibly talented lady, a good friend from San Diego. And you'll want to watch her page for interesting places that she travels and performs. And so good to see you. Thank you for joining on here. Okay, so the topic for today: experience is your only teacher. Love your teacher. This is a quote by my spiritual teacher, Klemp. Welcome, Teddy. How are you? Teddy's a good person to follow too. You'd like to. She's a top earner in network marketing, and you'll want to check her page out as well. So, experience is your only teacher. Love your teacher. Here's the setup. Here's the scenario. You ask for success. Let's use network marketing, since there's a few network marketers on here today. You ask for success in network marketing, and what happens instead? You get a bunch of failures. You get a bunch of success. I mean, you get a bunch of no's. You get a bunch of well, why is this taking so long? You are finding your way yet. You're learning. You're getting no's. You're getting self-doubt. You're getting discouragement. You're getting a mate who says, "Why don't you give up this crazy idea and come to your senses and do something else, or get a job?" Or your family says, "Why don't you give up on this crazy dream? It's network marketing." So you get a bunch of naysayers along the way. And that wasn't what you asked for. You asked life for success. You saw the numbers in network marketing, and you saw other people having success. And that's what you asked for, but instead you're getting all this other stuff. Well, my message today is all that other stuff is the answer to your prayers, is the answer to your goals and your dreams. That other stuff is exactly the training and the help that you asked for and that you need to succeed. There is learning now on all these things. In other words, it is your schooling, it is your training. And when we curse the training and we say, "Oh, this shouldn't be happening, the difficulty shouldn't be happening, I just asked for success," or we get married and we want it to be a happily ever after, and instead there's problems and difficulties to work out that we didn't anticipate. Guess what? There's going to be problems and difficulties in everything. Everything worthwhile takes work. It takes effort. Anything worthwhile takes effort. So the good news is that life is asking you to put your effort into this, and to learn the skills about communicating in a marriage, or the skills and the in learning network marketing. And by the way, I happen to know what I have run across what I feel is the very best technique in network marketing, and be happy to share that with you if you want to private message me. So that's part of the learning and part of the skill, part of the schooling, isn't it? And part of the way to success is finding out what we don't know. Maybe it's skills, and it's also running up against our own negative beliefs and fears. And the good news is then once we run across them, we can change them, we can upgrade them, we can heal them, we can open them. And I equate this to a garden hose that's just laying around in your yard, and maybe it has a stone in it or some mud or something like that in it, but no problem. no water's coming through, so it can just lay in there, it can stay in there, and you don't even know it's there probably. But then you turn the water on, and it starts pushing against that stone in there, that block in there, or maybe that kink in the hose. If there's a kink in the hose, it's okay. The water's off, no problem. But once you turn the water on, the pressure starts pushing against the kink in the hose, or the mud that's in there, that's been in there maybe for a while, or the stone that's in there, and wants to push it out. So the pressure builds up. You can feel the pressure, wants to open up that kink of the hose. The pressure's building, and that's what we call a problem. Okay, now there's a problem. It was always there maybe, but I just wasn't aware of it before when I was not, because the juice was not turned up. The flow was not turned up. The flow was still small enough that it didn't matter if there was a kink in the hose. It's okay, it didn't matter. It didn't hurt anything until you turn the hose up. Then it matters, and it pushes against, and it wants to unkink the hose. It wants to unfurl the hose, right? It wants to push the block out of the way, and it's going to cause pressure, or what we call, pain or stress, until it does. And so that's a good thing. When we set a goal, when we go for something different, step outside of our comfort zone, go for the next level, when we do all of this, then we feel the pressure and the problems that were always there within us, within our own body mind, negative beliefs that need to clear out, fears that need to clear out. Those things were always there, just lying latent. But we go for that goal. We ask for success. We ask for good marriage. We ask for better health. We get a detox. It looks like we're going backward, when there's arguments in a marriage, when there's failures in a business, when there's detox happening with our health. We think, it's worse than before, going backward, not forward to success, but actually those things are they're learning experiences on the way. So the trick here is to remember that every single thing that happens to me is a gift, with no exception. Can I find the gift in there? Can I keep my attitude positive and find the gift? Because if not, then the gift will be wasted on me. I will not be able to use that failure or that problem as a stepping stone toward exactly what I asked for. So my attitude determines if I'm going to embrace the teacher and love the teacher. Remember, experience is your best teacher. Love your teacher. My attitude, my choice. Am I going to embrace the teacher and learn from that as a stepping stone toward exactly what I asked for? Or am I going to resist it and curse it and wish that it wasn't there? Remember that the process is the gift. The gift is in the process. Holton Buggs, who many of you know as a top earner in network marketing, now has started his own network marketing company. Right when he got successful in the previous company, he said, "It took me 16 years to become an overnight success," meaning that all the learning that he built up and gained toward that point contributed to that. I was just learning a little bit more about David Bowie's history. You remember Ziggy Stardust? His character's alien character that he created and acted. He was an actor as well. My gosh, he was a songwriter, performer, actor, singer, dancer, all of that. And Ziggy Stardust was this character that just came out. It was just a genius character. But it didn't just come out all of a sudden. He had talent and all of a sudden it appeared. That was after 10 years of writing songs, performing, acting, trying out different things that didn't work. He did have a hit, and then for 3 years he did not make the charts again. And he said, well, what am I, just a one-hit wonder? Is this all, is that going to be all of my career? But all that time he did not stop writing, performing, singing, acting. He never stopped. And he kept getting better and better. And then he did have a lot of hits. So when we are learning, there's times in our life, there's seasons in our life, and Jim Rohn even talked about this too, the seasons and cycles of life. I don't want to do all the talking here. Anybody have a question or a takeaway or a tip that you can leave for us about when you've had an experience that was a gift to you? Does anybody have a question? Does anybody have a tip? I'd love to hear that. If you've ever had a challenge in your life, please type in yes, because we are human, right? We are all in this together, and we all face challenges all the time. But if you've ever resisted a challenge, and couldn't see how this was part of your success, please type in yes. And then how did you overcome that? How did you get past that and use that as a stepping stone? Love to hear that. Any comments or stories? So, almost finished with this part, and then I would like to share with you my real conversations process, 4-step self-help process that I love to share and teach. So just a couple more ideas about this is that imagine a tree in the winter, which is easy because in many parts of the world, it is winter right now. Not in all of them, some it's summer, but here in the Western Hemisphere, it is winter. The tree in winter is not dead. It is gathering strength. It is resting, recharging its energies. Sap is rising through the middle of the tree, unseen to those around it. The tree looks dead. There's no leaves, there's no sign of life, but really it's not. Its roots underground are alive, and its sap is rising inside, and it's preparing to put out the buds for the spring. And welcome, Dang Tren. Glad to see you. Welcome. So the tree is rising, gathering its strength and sap to produce in the spring. And that is the way it is sometimes when it looks like that there can be winter in our life too. Spring is when things are blooming, and summer is when they're producing, and the fall is when we harvest that. But winter is just as important a time to contribute to all of these things. So if you are in a winter of your life, if it looks like a lot of failures or downtime or healing time or anything like that, use that. Know that the spring comes too, and the summer and the fall, and that you'll be in the winter again, learning some of the same lessons or recharging. But go with the season that is in your life, but know that the other ones are coming. And let us embrace our mistakes. If experience is our best teacher and love your teacher, sometimes that looks like the mistakes that we make. It's Robert Kiyosaki who said, if I learn the most from mistakes, let me make a lot of them. And learn from them, of course, and be grateful for them. So I want to share with you the 4-step real conversations process that I have evolved to help people from problem to solution real fast. And that is that if you have a block or a problem, you look for the emotion under that, and then the need that's under that, and you meet that need in a healthy way. Because every problem is really the sign of an unmet need. How about that? That's one way to be grateful for our teachers in life, our experiences, our mistakes, our failures. So every problem is really the sign of an unmet need. Let's say that you get lots and lots of non-responses in your network marketing business. The feeling could be discouragement, and the need could be, well, let's first of all check your skills. Are you using the best script and the best method of approaching people, or are you turning people off? I do happen to know a script I learned from Jeffrey David Gamble, and we teach it in our School for Network Marketers, the MLM Millionaire Academy. And we call it the favor script that Jeff evolved. And how you follow up with a 10-minute presentation, not a video. If you're interested in this method, please private message me and I'll send that to you. And the solution would be to find the best method in the field that you possibly know of and use that. Find the best one, stick with that. Don't just jump around and try something for a week and something else for a week, but stay with the best that you know that has gotten the best rave reviews and the best results. And we have. People have been jumping ranks. We've tested it in the field for a year and a half. People have been jumping ranks and raving about that. So find the best. Well, the solution I would say for this would be find the best method that you know and stick with it until you refine and hone and get real good at that. So that's the real conversations process. If you would like a free copy of my info product, which is worth quite a bit, but it will be free for you. If you would like a free copy of my Real Conversations Tools info product, you can go to Facebook, the Facebook events Real Conversations class, the Facebook events Real Conversations class, and I will put a link below as well. There you can get free tools that I just mentioned. You get an audio, you get that chart of the 4 steps, and then you get some emails leading you through, email lessons leading you through the 4 steps of real conversations to where you can solve any problem that you run across in minutes. It's very, very powerful. For those who want a little more help than that, I did create a class on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where you can come on this class, get live coached, or listen to other people and learn from them. It is not recorded, so it is private, confidential. You can come on with a made-up name, so that way you can come on anonymously. You can get coached. You can listen to other people. Breakthrough blocks. So the link for both the free tools in the class is at the Facebook event, Real Conversations class, and I'll also post it below. So you are welcome to come back to the Ask Bess show every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time, right here. Next Saturday, the topic is going to be my gym story, J-Y-M, my gym story. It's for network marketers. I think you might like that story, kind of telling on myself, but you're welcome to come on back. And if you would like a text reminder for this class, just private message me the best number that you would like me to send you a text reminder before the 2 shows on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. And Janelle says, for personal growth, she says, of course, I still use so many of the things you taught me, Bess, and I always refer back to Pia Melody's book, which is Love Addiction or Codependence, whichever one of those, and John Bradshaw, the ultimate inner child teacher, who I love sharing his work. But I'm finding I do have more self-doubt than I want to admit at times, and feel I should be further along financially, but can't quite figure out why it's a block. But the self-doubt resonates, especially in MLM and money. It feels terrible to say, but almost like thoughts like I don't deserve. So yes, unmet needs, so much work to do. Wow. And Janelle has been working on herself for quite a while, for many, many years. I've known her 20 years now, maybe, Janelle. And like me, you are finding that there is still the next step to go, And she's a tremendously successful lady in her career and in network marketing, but there's the next step. And even top earners, even 6- and 7-figure earners, are working up against their next step, working up against the next kink in their hose. So you're not alone. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. The I don't deserve is so common. And that might look like, other people can do this, but not me. Or other people are in a different class. They can do it. They have better connections. They have better heredity. They have better, parents that taught them success, or richer neighborhood, or richer connections, or something like that. But I don't deserve it. And there's something just faulty about me. That's in that I do not deserve programming. So this is exactly how I help people to turn that around. We do private coaching, or they come on the Tuesday night Real Conversations class, and we work through that there. So be glad to link you up with that. I'll post the link below. You're very welcome. Everyone is very welcome to do that. But Janelle, I just want to acknowledge how far you have come, and that you are simply looking at your next step. And there will always be a next step, because it's said that there's never an end to perfection. There's always another step in all eternity. And so we're always facing ourselves. We're always reaching for that next step. And the do not deserve is very frequently very, very common. Hello, Jeff. How are you? I was just telling people about the school and about breaking through blocks. Jeff, are you still in Illinois? Did you see my brother? Jeff and his fiancee Brandy are out in Bloomington, Illinois, and my brother happens to live there. My brother spoke at one of Jeff and Brandy's events last year, and so they may be able. Were you guys able to get together? Anyway, so glad to see you. I'm going to conclude now. I'll post the link. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And love the hearts and loves. Let's keep the comments going. Any questions you have or comments about embracing experience as a teacher. Love to hear those. Thank you. Take care, everybody. See ya. Bye-bye.